All right, guys, welcome to the Buff Show. So today we've got Jordan Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So
yeah.
he's the Chief Marketing Officer over there at Loyal Energy. And so we're gonna ask him a few questions around solar. That seems to be kind of a hot topic right now, a lot of questions around it. But before we met our freshman year at Utah State.
Yeah.
Right?
Good times. What was that? 2011.
Like 11.
So that was 12 years ago.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't that's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably had a little bit too much fun. Just a
Well, as our
little,
freshman
little.
year,
Yeah, you have to.
come on.
You have
before
to.
the missions, you got to have a little fun, a little rambunctious.
Yeah, we'll save you guys from the stories and the pranks and all that.
They don't need to know all the stories. Yeah.
No, we'll keep
all
that.
good, clean, wholesome fun, though, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There were some pranks involved, but other than that.
Yeah, no. So, Jordan, why don't you kind of introduce yourself, like your background, and then like Loyal Energy in general and what you guys kind of do?
Yeah. Been in the door-to-door business. This will actually been this 10 years now, which is insane. I know.
Wow.
Going on 10 years. Had done just pest control. Moved into like Vivint Smart Home, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Met some really good leaders there and stuff like that. But I noticed when I was selling the product, like I could never really get behind it.
Sure.
And I think that was the biggest thing was I was always pushing people to raise people's bills or like, hey, you need this product, you need this product. And I feel like a lot of times that's just what sales is pushing a product on someone that maybe you think they need, but you're like, I don't know if they actually need that. Like, is this security system actually bringing $80 a month value to you?
Right. Well, in the heat of the moment, you fully convince yourself it is.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you need this. You need this. But it was cool because then I went from that and then had just gone and went to California and looked into solar and had tried doing the sales there and just ended up being like way more successful because I think I actually believed in it. And I like saw that people were actually saving money and some of the savings that people were seeing. Now we're not talking about, $20 a month or something. In California, the price of power is like 54 cents a kilowatt. And put that in perspective, we're only about 11 here, so they're getting charged.
Whoa.
Yeah, so
like
if your bills
5 times more, basically.
If you're paying $200 a month here,
Holy
you're
cow.
probably paying close to $800 to $1,000 in California. So it's like those savings, people were like paying for their kids' college.
That's insane.
With savings from solar. Yeah. And so I believed in it a lot more and was able to go talk to them and say, like, look, this will actually save you. I think that translated awesome. So we went and did that for a little bit, went with some companies and decided, hey, customers are really important to us. These companies aren't providing the best experience for the customers or shady business practices, the leaders we didn't want to get behind.
Sure.
And we said, let's take things into our own hands. Like, let's give the customers the best experience that we can, put them in the right spot financially, and actually care about the customer, the timeline, and like the projects that they have at their house or something. And so that's how we started Loyal. Loyal, based out of Utah County, so we're in Provo.
Okay.
Only been in business about 6 months now. So
wow.
and we're relatively new, but it's been awesome. Like the imprint that we've already had in the community. Like we've been able to sponsor a couple of charities and events.
Good for you
Just
guys,
this last weekend, Hungary Hawaiian, really big like Hawaiian place down there. They threw this big event, this big charity event, golf tournament. So we were able to sponsor that this last weekend and get our name out there. And that's really what I want to do is help change the community and put people in a better spot. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've been in the industry for about 10 years. So you know that door-to-door has kind of a bad rep, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was, if I understood you, that was a big motivator in branching out on your own. Try to change that mentality.
And for like, I think like in door to door, whenever someone knocks on your door, if like, you're just in there cooking, me and my wife are hanging out, someone knocks on the door.
It's intrusive.
And as a door to door guy, I knock on the door and immediately I think, this dude's trying to take money from me. Like, what's he trying to, why is he trying to take my money? And that's where we wanted to change it. It's like, no, we're actually here for the customer, and so we're not here to take money. We're here to put money back in your pocket and just that type of thing.
Okay. No, that makes sense, and we'll get into that a little bit more with a couple of questions I have. But
Yeah.
reason I really wanted you on here is because obviously we're a real estate brokerage, and we have clients all the time that are coming across these listings. They've got these panels up on the roof. They've never even considered or like thought about solar before. I know last fall I helped some clients buy a house, and this house was awesome. It was in Layton. For the price, it had all these like sweet perks, and the main one was solar came with it, like fully paid. Luckily, my clients actually, they were interested in it and they liked that it was on there. Didn't make them nervous, but I can't say that's for everyone's going to react that way. And so, yeah, hopefully we go through these questions and you can kind of clear up for any current or future clients that we have that are interested in a house that has solar already. So.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate that. So, yeah, solar in Utah, kind of a hot topic.
Yeah.
I've heard it pays itself. I've heard it's not worth it. Like, what's the deal?
So I'll be honest, and this is what I'm like our big push as like Loyal Energy and reach out to the community is putting the control of power back like to the homeowners.
Okay.
Like right now we look at some of the utility companies. And historically, Utah's been pretty good with energy prices. If we look, I'm not super familiar with the utility up here, but I know down in like Salt Lake, Utah County, some of the top utility companies there that they're actually the homeowner's only option for power.
Gotcha.
Well, they just put like a 40% increase on the utility pricing down there.
Yeah.
So that is like one thing where it's like now what we're starting to see is the utility companies are starting to raise pricing a lot. Where now it's making solar more and more worth it. So I'd say for people that had looked into it like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like maybe the savings weren't all the way there, but now we're starting to see savings like crazy. And the other thing too is it kind of depends on the home. And that's why we say like there might be a home where, hey, this solar actually isn't a good fit. Like the pitch of your roof, the trees over your house, probably too big of a deal to like deal with that.
Right.
We're really just going to help people where it's like, hey, you're actually saving that amount. Like you're saving more than just a little bit. We want to put the savings back in your pocket to actually that you could see the benefit of it. So I'd say it can be worth it for some people. It depends on the home and things like that. And the only way to be able to test that is there's like programs that we use that see the pitch of the roof, where the home is facing, how much sun hours like the house is getting, if there's any trees over top or anything. So all these things will help determine if it's actually worth it for someone.
Okay.
But yeah, to answer that, a lot of people think that it's really expensive to pay up front or, hey, I got to spend all of this cash and do this. What's my ROI? When's the payoff period? But in reality, what's cool, and at least at Loyal, what we've been doing is normally where there's really expensive to put the panels up, like install fees and all of that, we don't charge anything up front. So customers don't pay a dime to put the panels up right off the bat. And again, it's depending on sun hours, pitch of the roof.
Sure.
But a lot of times people can start saving money automatically day one.
So they will sign up for a contract and literally not open their wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes against like everything you think of when you think of door to door.
Yeah. Well, and that's why like I think I believed in it a lot more than any other company or anything I've ever done is it's like, what investment do you know that you could write a check for $0? Hey, here's $0.
Yeah.
And right away, like some people are saving 10, 15, depends on the home, 20%. So to have a 20% return on your money that you didn't have to put anything in, I mean, kind of a no-brainer investment at that point.
Totally. So going back to like some homes are a fit and some homes aren't. It's honesty time, Jordan. Will you or your reps, will they walk away from a house and just be like, hey, it doesn't make sense for us to do this?
Well, that's the thing is we'll sit down with the homeowner and I tell people, and like you can read, we had an article, Business Insider just wrote about us, and we quoted there, and it's like, we're in the people business. If we can't put people in a better situation, then we're not doing our job.
That's awesome.
I never want to put someone in a worse financial situation by doing this. That's stupid and bad business on our end. So that's the thing. We're only going to do it if it saves you money.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, you look at utility prices, like maybe solar right now is maybe a little bit more expensive, but when we look at investment and like return on your money, well, if utility companies are going up, 5-10% a year,
Right.
When it's like maybe this year, maybe even you're paying a little bit more. You have the energy independence and that type of thing. But going forward, you start seeing more and more savings. So,
because what you sign up for right now, you're locked in for at that rate, or for how many years?
yeah, so that's guaranteed to lock in for 25 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it's like you look at utility prices and what they've done over 25 years.
Right.
It's, okay, you might be saving only a little bit, 10% this year.
Yeah.
Well, then you go look down the road at 10 years from now. Boom.
No,
That's when the real savings are.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I'm guessing there's still a reason to do solar, even if you're not going to stay there for 25 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple other benefits. So you go look at stats online. It actually, so what it does, it raises the home values by 4%. This is just U.S. nationally wide.
Yeah.
Even if you own the solar or not, when you put solar on your roof, it helps raise the value of the home by 4%.
Okay.
Partly people don't want to deal with utility companies, things like that. They don't want to deal with installing the panels. We already know the future is solar. All homes will eventually end like that. We can't keep continuing with cold and this cold pollution, all of these like power plants. We have to be doing this. This is the future, and it's going to be solar. So by having them already on the roof, it helps the home values, helps it sell a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And then the average ROI in America on solar is $25,000. So that's just stats online, and that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
So that's like a big thing probably for the value of home. Even if you're not saving a lot, the home value increase that it's giving you is huge. The other thing is probably two other things is right now, like me and you, like right now, if we're paying our utility company for energy, we're literally giving them $200 a month. We're getting energy back, but we'll never see that money ever come back.
Right.
So what's cool now about renewable energy is, you're paying for the solar bill. That's your energy. So a lot of people are confused. They're like, I got to pay my energy bill and a solar bill. Well, why would I ever go solar? Well, you're actually not paying for energy anymore. Energy is free because it's coming from the sun. You have to pay for energy. Your payment's only for the panels.
Gotcha.
So if you have a utility bill and you get solar, the utility bill goes away. You just replace it for the solar. Well, now with the solar, you're actually building an asset to your home. So when you're paying that solar bill each month, you're getting the energy, but you're also dumping it into an asset for your home rather than just like a liability if it was the utility company.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying. So relating it to what we tell our clients, it's the same thing where rent is 100% interest.
Yeah.
You never see any of that back. So you should buy because then you can start paying down this appreciating asset. So you're saying solar panels is the, purchasing, if you will, of real estate instead of just renting utilities.
But it's actually with renting, and like you put zero down and you rent, and rent is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Owning.
Gotcha.
Now it's zero down. You get to own your own
best
house.
Of both worlds.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you're getting the best. Like it. Yeah. That's perfectly relatable, and it's like right now everyone's just renting their power, and it's expensive, and now it's, hey, go own your power.
Right.
Put it back in your pocket. And then the other thing is the tax credits.
Okay.
So right now, federally, and they raised it it was 26% this last year. 2023, it's 30% tax credit. Okay. So you take your system, the government is covering 30% of your system, and that comes in the form of a tax credit. So at the end of the year, you're actually going to get that money back. So that's another huge savings that people are seeing is, you're going to get equity in your home. It's going to sell faster. There might be savings monthly, but you also get a tax credit at the end of the year.
What's kind of like an average price for one of these systems? Like 30 to 40 grand?
It completely depends on how much energy people are using. That's what's cool is it's so custom to someone's home because we all use different amount of energy, requires different amount of panels. So we see some that are 15 grand, $50 a month, and you can be completely off the grid and renewable energy. And then someone might be $300 a month. Okay. So it just depends on how much energy they're using.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So when we've got a client, they're a buyer, like I said, they've never even considered it. What should they be careful of, or what should they consider when they're purchasing a house with solar on it?
Well, I'd first look at everything running good, what company did you go with, things like that. Make sure that company is going to take care of you. And then biggest thing is looking at, hey, is this paid off or is there a bill on top of this? The cool thing is even if there is a bill, a lot of people are worried, if I go sell my home and it has solar and it has a payment, well, like what happens to those solar panels? Like how,
Yeah.
like, do I got to pay them off or
Right,
what?
right.
So there's a couple options. You could just pay it off with the equity from the sale of the home.
Do you see most people going that route?
Probably not. I'd say
Okay.
the easiest thing to do is, hey, we just put it in the other customer's name.
Okay.
So they go buy the home. Let's just say you have a home and my average utility bill was $200 a month.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, normally my home's $200 a month. We've got solar on there. We're just going to put it back in your name. It's only $180 a month.
Right.
So it's actually going to benefit you guys as well
Yeah.
and help see you guys have more savings.
Yeah. Yeah. If we didn't have them, you'd be paying that much to the utility company anyway.
Yeah.
But instead, part of this is going to pay down the principal on the loan. You'll see it when you sell.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
And it's like, hey, we've already paid off a lot of this. Cool. You just got to take it over and then they get to see the benefit from that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like when I come across listings with it, and this might just be coincidence, but I feel like more listings than not say that the panels are fully paid off, or at least here in Utah.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if that's any different than in California, but
Well, and I think it depends when they had gotten the solar, because I think in the past it was, hey, pay it cash, pay it cash, pay it cash,
Oh.
and there wasn't a lot of financing options. And
Gotcha.
in these last couple years, they've made it. I mean, look at interest rates like right now.
Right.
I mean, talking like if you want to go get a roof, if
Yeah.
you need to go get your roof done and you need to finance that, you're gonna go pay 8, 9, 10% APR on that.
yeah.
Well, now like solar is like the easiest thing to get, and still interest rates are 3-4% right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
that's
it's like we're
beating-
making it. This is what I even tell people is, hey, instead of going and paying cash for your solar system, like let's look at your finance, your ROI, everything like
Yeah.
that. Like instead of paying cash for the system, use the financing. You can save money day one,
Right.
and then just put that money into another investment. Go buy another property with that.
Yeah. Yeah. 3-4%. That's pretty cheap money for today, right?
Yeah.
Where the 30-year mortgage rate is 6.5%. So
Yeah.
that's not bad at all.
Well, and it's, I think using that money for other properties is huge. When we look at, I mean, I've been in the world of, VC funds and investing and like, hey, come do this, come do this, come
Yeah.
do this. And I'll tell you the best investment I've had is just buying my place down in Vineyard, Utah.
Sure.
And it was like, that made me way more than any of this VC stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, so all these people, it's like getting real estate is really how people are getting wealthy, building generational wealth.
Right.
And you get those unicorns of this crypto word, crypto. It's
Yeah.
people, you know how much money people have gained doing that? Well, look on the other side. There's way more loss.
Yeah.
So it's like real estate is the safest. And for someone to say, I can go put solar on my roof, I'm going to pay $0. I'm going to start seeing savings day one.
Yeah.
I could actually take that tax credit and put it towards a down payment of another property.
Right.
And then those renters at that point are paying for your solar panels.
Yeah. They're paying down the loan on your solar panels. You're right. Yeah.
So some of the like I talk to people in California here, some of the most wealthy people, what they're doing is they're gonna go buy a property.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go put solar on it. They're gonna go start seeing the savings, get the tax credit that comes from that solar, and they're gonna use that extra money, that savings, to go buy another property. And then that first property they had gotten, those renters are now paying for their solar panels. They're actually making money on the solar panels
Yeah.
to help bring more passive income for their next properties going
That's
forward.
crazy. It's essentially like a mini rental on your rental,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Something I don't think that investors are really familiar with yet or understand they can do. I know I didn't. We talked, a month or whatever that was ago, and it opened up my eyes because, I've got properties. One of them needs a new roof.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, it makes all the sense in the world because of this. So go into that. You guys do free roofs if you do solar, or what's that about?
Yeah, there's a couple. Really, what we're trying to do is help the community. And one big vision we've had is the loyal home. And like we see a lot more, like disposable income, like isn't there a lot. When you look at
Right.
the average money in a savings account,
Yeah.
under $5,000. It's a lot of times you have whether it's a single mom or like a full family or something, what we see is if like a water heater goes out or if they need a new roof,
Yep.
no one's got, $3-4 for the water heater, the AC unit, or
Right.
10-15 grand for a roof, like to go pay that cash.
Right.
It's hard, and they go finance that. Financiers are charging like crazy amounts. So what we wanted to do is to help the community is little things like that, or to make like the home more of a home, where we believe the most important place on the earth is a home for a family, and that's where they're nurtured and grow, and we believe it should be updated.
Yeah.
And if there's things that are lacking, a water heater, cold water, AC unit, or heater, that needs to be fixed first. And how are these people that don't have disposable income going to be able to go do that? And the answer is just loyal. And it's, hey, what we can do is if you need a new roof or you need other projects, what we'll do is we can actually cover a lot of that with the savings from renewable energy. So that way, like, for example, we've done a bunch this last week where, hey, we need a new roof. They pay us $0. We go give them a brand new roof. We go get them solar, and they're still spending close to what they're spending now. But they got a new roof, and they're building equity into their home through the panels and stuff like that.
So you're wrapping the roof payment, for example, into the solar panel, and the savings from that solar panel payment is being applied basically to the roof. So
Correct.
The hope is, you either net zero or maybe there's still a little more savings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the goal, is to have the savings, obviously, but to go get it depends on the roof too. Like we've got roofs where they're like huge homes where it's $20,000. And it's, hey, for us to go give this, we're going to have to raise the bill a little bit.
Right.
But that's the goal, is, hey, let's just put you in a better financial situation and get the home in an updated order.
So how does that work? Does the customer pick their roofing company, or let's say they want really nice shingles? How would that work?
We work with a bunch of third-party contractors,
Okay.
so they can choose the color, lifetime.
Gotcha.
Like we got all the warranties, like whatever they need.
So you'll bring the companies, the contractors, but of those, you've got a pretty good selection that they can pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean anything, and we're willing to work with them if they got their buddy.
Yeah.
I got my cousin Joe does the roof. It's hey, let's have Joe do it if he can do it cheaper.
So they can pick their own.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So for selling, is there anything we haven't already covered that a seller should plan for or think about?
I just think the biggest thing is, hey, right now, like, you're just throwing your money away to your utility company. Let's put the power back in your hands and like have you be in control of it. And we're gonna see these utility companies continue to go up.
Yeah.
And it's happened in California. Like solar in California is a lot more expensive than it is here in Utah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and the reason being is its utility company prices are so high up there,
Right.
and that it has to do with like the cost of an employee in California and all those things.
Right.
But it's, hey, as utility prices have raised there, so has solar, and that's going to be the same thing as here.
Yeah.
Is as utility pricing is going up, so is solar, and it's just like getting a home. If you can get in a home earlier, you can.
Right.
The more equity you're building into it.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with solar. So I always tell people, like, the longer we wait is the more it's going to cost. So it's like, why just keep throwing and burning your money? Like, just get it done now.
Yep. That's exactly our message about home prices, right?
Yeah.
We're currently in the dip. When rates get, lowered and figured out, so to speak, economics would say prices have to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So why not like lock in your price right now?
Yeah.
I think you're saying the same thing, right?
What the biggest thing that I see nowadays is people just procrastinate.
Yeah, kicking the can down the street. Yep.
It's like, oh, I'll wait for this rate. I'll wait for this. I'll wait for this. And love you, Mom, but her advice was when did I get that place? I think it was in 2019. I got that place, and my mom said, the market's at an all-time high. You just wait it out, wait it out.
2019? No.
Yeah, and it's like, if I would have just kept kicking the can, I mean, you saw what it's done the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I built hundreds of $1,000s of equity in that thing.
Yeah.
If I would have waited, I would have waited on out. Like, I would have lost out on that.
Right.
So same with solar and homes now. Look, we can keep kicking the can, but it's just gonna keep like forfeiting our savings and stuff.
Yeah.
So
as your agent, it would be fun to do a comparable market analysis on your house.
Yeah.
And see like what kind of equity you've got in that thing.
Yeah.
Because you bought in 2019. If any of you guys bought in 2019 or earlier,
yeah, you got massive upwards growth.
A lot of
right
equity.
There. Yeah.
A lot of equity sitting in there. But I like your idea. I like that you guys offer the financing, kind of going back to that, because if you were to buy one of these systems outright, that is essentially a full down payment on an investment property that you could have bought.
Yep.
So keep your cash, let them finance it for you, pay for it through your savings, and then go get that other property. If that's what you want, that's, you know, you want to get a portfolio going, then yeah, it's a great way to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest way to do it, I think, is, just use savings from another product. Use
Yeah.
the savings from solar to buy you more properties.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Anything else you want to cover?
I just think right now, the way utility pricing is going,
Yeah.
I think solar's the way. And we look at home pricing as well. I think we're both in the same boat, and it's, hey, the longer people wait, the more it's going to cost them. So get your ducks in a line, get quotes, go look at properties, go do your thing, and making a game plan for yourself and building that generational wealth. Because longer people wait, just going to keep delaying that.
Gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the security of, if you have solar, you know exactly what it's going to cost over that long run. Whereas, like you said, if you're just going with the local utility supplier, what's to keep them from going up and up? Like, they're probably a monopoly in that area. There's probably not another, energy provider.
Yeah.
Well, as far as typical energy, right?
Yeah.
There's different types of energy, but
Yeah.
as far as electricity through the grid, yeah, they can kind of do what they want. So I like the security of this. If you guys are buyers or sellers and you're coming across these listings and you're just, you're still a little hesitant, you've got questions, can they reach out to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, just look us up, Loyal Energy, all over Google. We're out of Provo. Just give us a call. We can answer questions, help you guys out in any situation you guys have.
And where, if they want to add it to their own home, what areas in Utah are you servicing?
Everywhere.
All of it.
Yeah.
Could be up in
St. George, all
all
the way
down
up to the boondocks
Okay.
of Logan,
Up.
up in the mountains up by Beaver. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let us know if you need any help on it, but Jordan's your man for that, all right? Appreciate it.
Hey, it's been fun.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. Love ya.
Love you.